Happy Thursday, guys. Look, we're coming in for a little bit of earnings talk this morning. This is some financial news that you could use to your benefit, and we're going to try to do this in about 5 minutes. So, last night after the market closed, Tesla dropped their quarter 3 earnings. And while everybody's talking about the revenue miss, they're completely missing the bigger story. Yes, Tesla made $28 billion in revenue that quarter. That's actually above analyst expectations. But here's what Wall Street doesn't want you to understand. Tesla isn't just a car company anymore. Elon Musk revealed their robotaxi timeline. And if you're a beginner investor, this could be the most important 5 minutes that you watch this week. Because while Tesla's stock jumped 3%, where their stock dropped 3%, their stock dropped 3% after earnings yesterday evening, the smart money is looking at something that's completely different. And I'm about to break this down for you. So here's the deal. Yesterday, after the market closed, Tesla reported earnings. So if you're not familiar with companies reporting earnings, this is basically like their report card. They do it once a quarter. They talk about how their company performed the previous quarter. They compare that to what Wall Street expected them to do, and then they compare it to what they did over the last year. We look at things like the revenue. We look at things like their profitability, earnings per share. We also listen to what the team tells us about what's happening inside of the company that doesn't have anything to do with the financials. And that's where the news about Tesla gets really, really good. So revenue, they did better than expected. Okay. Profitability, they missed expectations a little bit, but they missed expectations regarding profitability primarily because of tariffs and the cost of labor. Not a big deal. This is what's interesting. While Tesla's present EV business is solid, strong revenue, the margins are under pressure. Okay, so the market is looking ahead. And when I say the market, I mean the smart money, Wall Street. They're looking ahead to what's coming next for Tesla. So while the stock was down 3%, this may be the start of a great time to invest in Tesla before they roll out the next iteration of what their company will be, which is a robotaxi and robotics company. AI is driving both of these new business channels that they're kicking off, and most people believe that they're going to do it. So here's the deal. We look at Tesla right now as just an electric vehicle company. You want an electric vehicle, you go buy a car. Tesla does well. Well, we've had some changing landscape to how that's being done in the country. We don't get tax credits for it anymore. So Tesla's thinking larger. What they're thinking about is, how about we make Teslas become kind of like a ride hailing service? Think about like Uber, but without drivers. The cars drive themselves. On top of that, people who own Teslas could go to work, put their car in robotaxi mode, and then other people could request their vehicle to take them where they need to go without a driver. Tesla is rolling out this robotaxi service now in a few different markets. They do include a safety driver. So the car is driving it itself, but there's a safety driver in the car that in the event of something emergent, they can take over the vehicle. This is crazy. This is completely changing the way that we do transportation in America. And it also takes an asset that used to be a liability, right? We used to say that cars were liabilities. It takes a liability and now makes it an asset. They're also working on humanoid robots. Now, not only could these robots be used for labor in manufacturing or even completing repetitive tasks within certain businesses, Tesla, they view robots as a potential resource that could be inside every home in America. This isn't the Tesla of 5 years ago, guys. This is the 2035 Tesla. Here's the even crazier part of all of this. So this is crazy, right? This company that we thought that we knew, they're now transforming into a robotaxi, robotics, and AI company. That wasn't even the craziest part of the earnings call. The craziest part of the earnings call is actually Elon Musk's proposed compensation package that is valued at over $1 trillion. Yes, we are in the era of corporate CEOs having compensation packages over $1 trillion. Now, it has to get approved by the board. There are some things that are hanging up the compensation package, okay? But here's the thing. The amount of money is absurd, right? But it is performance based. And what that says to me is that the idea of robotaxis in every major market in America, the idea of robots running our businesses and manufacturing, and maybe us having a robot in the home the same way that it was a big deal for every home to have a computer in the late 90s. Okay, so the same way that Elon is envisioning that, he is putting his money where his mouth is, because he's saying, hey, don't pay me $1 trillion salary. Tie my compensation to these performance matrix. So if we sell a certain number of EVs, electric vehicles, if we deploy a certain number of robotaxis, if we sell a certain number of robotics, compensate me for that. This is Elon says, not only do I think this is possible, I want my compensation tied to us being able to pull this off. This is ultimate supreme confidence in what Tesla is able to do. So today, as you hear the news about Tesla and the stock price was down at the time that I'm recording this vehicle, is down 3% in pre-market. Don't look at this as a negative thing. Don't think about the rift between Trump and Elon as being bad for Tesla stock. Don't think about the tariffs being bad for Tesla stock. Think about Tesla and what they're going to be in the next decade. This is the investment opportunity that you need to be thinking about. Not who Tesla is today, but who they're going to be in the future. If there's a dip, it may make sense to look at this as a buying opportunity. All right, guys, look, Thursdays and Sundays, I do my free investing class. The link to register for the free investing class is in the description of this video. We talk about things like earnings and companies that you should be invested in as a beginner. This is for beginners. Okay, so if you're a beginner, you're looking to learn more about long-term investing in the stock market, you need to be there. We do a class tonight, 8 p.m. Link to register is in the description. If Thursday nights don't work for you, we run this thing back on Sundays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. This is our post-brunch beginners investing class. See you guys tonight, or see you Sunday.